The Lamborghini Gallardo holds a special place in the hearts of many car enthusiasts. Its sleek, aggressive design and roaring V10 engine evoke a sense of pure exhilaration. The Gallardo is not just a machine, it's a statement of passion and performance. For many, it represents the dream of owning a piece of automotive art, a blend of Italian craftsmanship and engineering excellence. Whether seen in motion on a winding road or standing still in a garage, the Gallardo's presence is undeniable and always elicits admiration and excitement. Lamborghini Gallardo is a sports car that was produced by Italian automotive manufacturer Lamborghini from 2003 to 2013. Named after a famous breed of fighting bull, the Gallardo became Lamborghini's best-selling model with over 14,000 units built throughout its production run. Here are some key details about the Gallardo. Design and styling. The Gallardo features a sharp, angular design typical of Lamborghini's signature style. It has a low, wide stance with aggressive lines and a distinct wedge shape. The car's design was created by Italian Ital Design and a Lamborghini's own design team. Engine and performance. The Gallardo is powered by a 5-litre or 5.2-litre V10 engine. Depending on the model and year, the engine produces between 500 and 570 horsepower, allowing the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3.7 to 3.9 seconds, with a top speed of over 200 miles per hour. Transmission. The Gallardo offers a choice of 6-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed automated manual transmission, which allows for quick gear shifts via paddle shifters, mounted behind the steering wheel. All-wheel drive. Most Gallardo models feature an all-wheel drive system, which enhances the car's handling and stability, especially in high-performance driving situations. However, there were also rear-wheel drive variants such as the Gallardo LP 550-2, Valentino Balboni edition, named after Lamborghini's legendary test driver, variants and special editions. Over its decade-long production run, Lamborghini released numerous variants and special editions of the Gallardo. These include the Gallardo Superleggera, a lightweight version with more power and improved performance, and the Gallardo Spider, a convertible model. Other special editions include the Gallardo SE, Gallardo Nero, Gallardo LP 570-4, Squadra Corsa, and several others. The Gallardo's interior combines luxury sportiness with high-quality materials such as leather and Alcantara, along with carbon fiber accents in some models. The cabin is designed to be driver-focused, with a straightforward layout and advanced technology for its time. The Gallardo played a crucial role in Lamborghini's success during the 2000s and helped establish the brand's reputation for creating high-performance, exotic sports cars. It was eventually succeeded by the Lamborghini Huracan in 2014. Overall, the Lamborghini Gallardo is celebrated for its striking design, powerful performance, and significant impact on Lamborghini's brand and sales during its production years. The history of the small Lamborghini with a huge impact. The Gallardo, presented at the 2003 Geneva Motor Show, was the first Lamborghini production vehicle with a V10 engine. Right from the start, it became an incredible commercial success, achieving sales records after sales record. Ferruccio Lamborghini had already sensed that there was a market for a smaller Lamborghini, and above all, one with a lower price tag and running costs. And at the start of the 1970s, he encouraged the development of what would become the Huracan, which evolved during the 1980s into the Halpa. In 1987, Lamborghini started development of the L140 project, specifically to create a more compact Lamborghini. Over the years, several prototypes were developed and various technical solutions explored, including a V8 in the first instance, and then a V10 engine. In 1998, after careful consideration, it was decided to start again from scratch, taking as the foundations only the concept, general dimensions, and the idea of a V10 cylinder engine, something never installed before on a Lamborghini road car. The brand new engine was a result of work of engineer Massimo Ceccarani. After more than 10 years in the company, took on the role of technical director, and of Maurizio Reggiani, who was at the time in charge of engine development in the technical office. Reggiani, Lamborghini technical director from 2006 to 2022, recalls that the L140 had a 72-degree V10 engine with the gearbox integrated into the oil pan area. Designed by Lamborghini, not practical to produce for the type of car it was intended for. Furthermore, the position of the gearbox under the engine generated a high center of gravity, which wouldn't guarantee the drivability and handling characteristics that a super sports Lamborghini should have. So when we started the project codenamed Baby Diablo, a V8 was chosen, and it was decided to look for a potential engine among those already on the market, including an 8-cylinder Audi. With the subsequent acquisition by Audi, it was decided to produce a completely new car with an aluminium tubular frame and a 10-cylinder engine designed by Lamborghini and a brand new transmission, both manual and robotized. The engine installed on the first Gallardo was a 5-litre 10-cylinder V90 Dios HC with 4 valves delivering 500 horsepower. Instead of the classic choice of a V72, a 90-degree angle was favoured to limit the height of the engine, thus gaining advantages in the layout of the vehicle, i.e. lower engine hood and better rear visibility, and lowering the centre of gravity for improved dynamics. Regular firing intervals ensuring engine smoothness were achieved through the adoption of crank pins. With an 18-degree offset, the dry sump lubrication system not only resulted in perfect lubrication even under extreme dynamic conditions, but also enabled a further lowering of the centre of gravity. As Maurizio Reggiani explains, so it could be produced in the planned quantities, the V10 had to have a 90-degree V, and so it was decided to adopt a split pin on the crankshaft, which allowed regular firing even if the crankcase had 90-degree cylinders. The crankcase, which up to then had inserted liners and Nicocell coatings on the liner, was revised and redesigned by Lamborghini engineers to be made with a hyper-rutectic aluminium alloy that allowed the liner to be cast directly on the aluminium. This allowed the distance between the cylinders and consequently the length of the engine, the weight and costs to be reduced. This gave rise to the 5-litre 90-degree V10 MPI engine, which was installed on the first Gallardo series. Thus the first V10 was a state-of-the-art engine, 5 litres with dry sump lubrication, double overhead camshafts for each cylinder bank with variable valve timing, 4 valves per cylinder, and a chain-driven distribution. The 6-speed gearbox was equipped with latest generation double and triple cones synchronizers with optimized control and engagement system, and was located behind the engine, while the all-wheel drive used the tried and tested VP system, robotized sequential system. The Lamborghini e-gear, offered as an optional extra on this version, was also developed, while keeping the basic mechanics of the gearbox unchanged. The all-aluminium structural chassis is based on extruded parts, welded to cast connection elements. On this chassis, the external body parts are mounted with differential systems, rivets or screws, or welding, depending on the function of the part. Other external hang-on parts, such as bumpers, are made of thermoplastic materials and connected by bolts. The design project started in 2000, based on an initial Ital design proposal, then optimized and concluded by the newly established Lamborghini Centro style, headed by Luke Donkelbook. The task of the designers, demanding but at the same time fascinating, was to identify the formal attributes of the Lamborghini and combine them into an entirely individual unit. The dimensions of the Gallardo and its performance goals lent to a compact athleticism. The vehicle's wheelbase and reduced overhangs gave it a more dynamic look, a key part of the Gallardo's iconic design, which was also on the Murcielago, presented in 2001, was the strong aeronautics influence seen in a cab-forward cockpit integrated into the body of the vehicle, in the sharply angled windshield with tensed pillars, in the complex treatment of flat surfaces crossed by distinct markings, and in the orientation of the cooling system elements in the direction of airflow. What really made the Gallardo stand out when it came to market, however, was its performance, combined with drivability, reliability, and everyday practicality, so much so that it could be comfortably used as a daily driver. In May 2004, the Gallardo started the tradition of donating cars to the Italian police. The cars were used for special purposes such as transport of organs or life-saving medicines. In 2005, 2 years on from the launch of the coupe version, Lamborghini presented the Gallardo Spider at the Frankfurt Motor Show. Not just an open-top version of the coupe, but a totally new model with a brand new soft-top opening-closing system, also involving the vehicle's engine hood. The Lamborghini Gallardo Spider also introduced important new features in terms of the engine transmission and performance. Its 4,961cc 10-litre engine now delivered power of 520 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. The 6-speed gearbox, also manual with the option offering an E-gear version, now had a shorter gear ratio. These new engine features were also introduced in the coupe version, starting from the 2006 model year. In 2007, the year in which production of the baby Lambo exceeded 5,000 units, since its presentation, the Gallardo Superleggera was presented in Geneva. The new model, thanks to the 10 horsepower increase in power and 100 kilogram weight reduction, was even more dynamic, reaching a weight-power ratio of just 2.5 kilograms per horsepower. And it was available in 4 colors at no additional cost: Midas Yellow, Borealis Orange, Testo Grey, and Noctis Black. What's more, the Superleggera had many carbon fiber parts, specifically for the purpose of achieving the important weight reduction, such as the fixed rear spoiler, an iconic optional extra for this version, together with carbon ceramic brakes. At the Geneva Motor Show in March 2008, the LP564 was presented, the revamped version of the Gallardo 20 kg slider, fitted with a 5.2 litre V10 engine with maximum output of 560 CV, with direct stratified injection system. Also in 2008, production of the Gallardo reached 7,100 units. The Los Angeles Motor Show in November of the same year saw the presentation of the open-top version, the LP560-4 Spider. With the same technical specifications, the new engine featured some significant and unexpected technical modifications. As Maurizio Reggiano explains, for the subsequent version of the Gallardo with a 5.2 litre engine, it was decided to change the geometry of the crankshaft, removing the split pin and thus accepting the irregular firing order in favour of increased crankshaft rigidity. Direct fuel injection technology was also adopted, which increased the efficiency in the combustion chamber with greater power and fewer pollutants. In 2009, with 9,000 units having been produced, Lamborghini presented the Gallardo LP552 Valentino Balboni. Only 250 units were produced, characterized by a technical solution never seen before on this model: 550 horsepower and rear-wheel drive, the numerous requests from customers. The Gallardo LP552 was then produced as a production model in 2010 and in Spider version 2011 in order to shape its unique character. In these versions, the Santa Agata Bolognese engineers adopted rear-wheel drive and overhauled all components of the driving dynamics, including springs, shock absorbers, stabilizer bars, and tires. Given the variation in power flow, the adjustments also affected vehicle aerodynamics. In addition, the rear differential was updated and significant adjustments were made to the ESP dynamic stability system. In March 2010, the Gallardo LP570-4 Superleggera was presented in Geneva. More dynamic, lighter, more powerful, and even more appealing. Presented with the aim of continuing the success of the 2007 version of the same name, the weight of the LP570-4 was reduced by 70 kilograms. Compared to the previous Superleggera, with a 570 horsepower engine and weight-power ratio reduced to 2.35 kilograms per horsepower. The changes to the exterior were made exclusively to improve the aerodynamics. This design increased the rate of airflow to the radiators and improved the downforce on the front axle. Changes to the vehicle floor panels and the use of side skirts and the new rear diffuser in carbon fiber contributed to improving the aerodynamics. Furthermore, the aerodynamic load on the rear axle was balanced with the use of a fixed rear spoiler. In 2010, 2 other cars were presented with the same engine. The even lighter LP570-4 Spider Performante, a 65 kilogram reduction in total mass compared to the LP560-4 Spider, as well as the Gallardo LP570-4 Blancpain edition, which brought together the competitive spirit of the Super Trofeo with perfect road handling and an exclusive design inspired by the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo, the one-make championship established in 2009. In 2012, Lamborghini presented 2 versions of the updated model at the Paris Motor Show. These variants were even bolder and more extreme. The new Gallardo LP560-4 and the Gallardo LP570-4 Edison Technica presented a further stylistic evolution of the first Lamborghini V10 model. In January 2013, the development of a new GT3 program was announced based on the Gallardo MY13. In the same year, the Gallardo LP574 Quadricorsa was presented at the Frankfurt Motor Show. This new limited series model, the most extreme of Gallardo lineup, inspired by the Gallardo Super Trofeo, the car competing On November 25, 2013, the last Lamborghini Gallardo left the production line in the historic Santa Agata Bolognese plant. The last unit assembled was a Gallardo LP570-4 Spider Performante in Rossa Mars color. Over 10 years of production, the Gallardo was made in a large number of special editions, was sold in 45 countries, and counting the 32 variants, reached a total of 14,022 units produced. These are numbers that in their own right make the Gallardo one of the most highly rated super sports cars ever, with a place guaranteed among the icons of Italian design and automotive engineering.